My name is Elena. I am 42 years old. My husband's name is William. He is 45 years old. We married 15 years ago. We live together in a quiet house. Our street is calm and green. Our neighbors are friendly people. They smile at us every day. I am a housewife. I do not work outside the home. My whole life is about William. I think about him all day. Every morning, I wake up very early. I make hot, fresh coffee. I cook a warm breakfast for him. I set the table with care. I sit and wait for William at the table. He eats fast. He talks very little. Then he leaves for work. I clean the dishes after. I clean the house every single day. I wash his shirts by hand. I iron them with great care. I fold them neatly in the closet. At 6 o'clock every evening, I cook dinner. William comes home, and we eat together. We do not talk much during dinner. But I feel happy. This is my life, every day, for 15 long years. I believe it is a good life. I do not ask for more. But slowly, things start to change between us. William looks different now. His eyes look cold and tired. He stops smiling at me. He gets angry over small things. He shouts at me without a real reason. His voice sounds sharp and cruel. It scares me a little. He says my cooking tastes bad now. He says my clothes look old. He says my style feels boring to him. His harsh words hurt me deeply, but I do not say anything back. I just nod and stay quiet. I try to cook better food. I try to wear nicer clothes. He looks at his phone all day long. He smiles softly at the small screen, but he never smiles at me anymore. He barely looks into my eyes. He talks to me less and less. The silence between us grows bigger. Some nights, we do not speak at all. I feel a strange distance. I feel afraid, but I stay quiet. I clean more. I cook more. I try harder every single day. I think I can fix things. I think maybe he feels tired from work. I hope things get better soon. I tell myself this is just a phase. One Friday evening, the rain falls hard. The sky outside turns dark and gray. Thunder rumbles softly in the distance. The streets look wet and empty. It is our wedding anniversary today. 15 years pass since our wedding day. I want this evening to feel special. I want William to feel happy. I cook William's favorite food. I make warm, juicy roast beef. I light 2 candles on the table. The soft light glows warm and golden. I wear a nice, simple dress. I brush my hair with care. I wait by the window for his car. My heart beats fast with hope. I hear his car outside the house. My heart feels light and happy. I run to open the front door. I smile wide and warm at him. But William does not smile back. He walks inside with his coat still on. He does not look at the food. He does not look at the candles. He walks straight to our bedroom. I watch him with growing fear. He comes back with a big suitcase. My chest feels tight and cold. I ask him quietly, "William, what is wrong?" He looks at me with empty eyes. His face shows no feeling at all. My hands start to shake. He says, "I leave you now, Elena." His voice sounds flat and cold. I cannot say a single word. I just stare at his face. He says, "I feel bored with this life." He says, "I need excitement." He says, "I need something new." Each word cuts like a knife. He says, I am in love with someone else. My whole heart breaks inside. I feel the floor shake under me. I hold the chair for support. I ask him softly, "Who is she?" He says, "She is 25 years old." He says she loves parties and fun. He says she makes him feel young. I stand there in complete silence. I have no words left to say. My mouth feels dry and empty. My mind feels completely blank. William walks toward the front door. He does not turn back to look. He does not say one more word. He just walks away from me. He opens the door, and rain blows inside. He walks slowly to his car. I watch him through the window glass. My whole body feels frozen. His car lights turn on slowly. The engine starts in the dark. His car drives away into the rain. The sound fades into the night. I stand alone in the dining room. The 2 candles still burn quietly. The roast beef sits cold on the table. The rain taps softly on the window. But William never comes back tonight. He leaves me completely alone. He leaves me in the cold. He leaves me in the dark and the rain. After William leaves, I do not move. I stand still in the dining room. My legs feel weak and heavy. My mind feels empty and slow. I look at the cold food. I look at the small candles. The room feels very big now. The silence feels loud in my ears. I sit down slowly on the floor. I do not cry. I do not scream. I just sit there and breathe. My whole body feels heavy and numb. The candles burn for a long time. Then, one by one, they go out. The room turns dark and cold. I do not move to turn on the lights. The food gets cold on the table. I do not eat it. I do not touch it. It stays there for many hours. Then I forget it completely. The house feels too big for one person. It feels cold and strangely empty. Every sound echoes through the rooms. Every corner feels lonely now. Every room reminds me of William. His chair sits empty in the corner. His old cup sits by the sink. His shoes still wait by the door. I feel old. I feel useless. I feel like nobody wants me anymore. I feel like an empty shell. For 15 years, I take care of him. I give him my whole life. Now he throws me away like old paper. The thought cuts deep into my chest. Days pass, but I barely notice them. The hours blend into each other. I do not sleep well at night. I lie awake and stare at the ceiling. I do not eat much food. My body feels thin and weak. I sit on the sofa under an old blanket. The blanket feels gray and heavy. Winter comes soon after that. The wind grows cold and sharp. Frost covers the windows each morning. The world outside turns white and still. The trees in our garden lose all their leaves. They stand bare and sad in the cold. Their branches look like thin gray bones. They shake softly in the wind. The garden outside looks dead and gray. Weeds grow tall between the stones. Nothing blooms there anymore. It looks just like my heart feels. I do not go outside anymore. I do not answer the phone. I do not check my messages. I do not see my friends at all. I just stay inside, alone in the silence. The clock ticks slowly on the wall. The days blur into long gray weeks. I lose track of the date. Our old friends slowly stop calling me. At first, they call sometimes to ask how I feel. Then the calls become fewer and fewer. Soon, they stop completely. They feel strange and awkward around me now. Nobody knows what to say to me. My pain makes people uncomfortable. so they slowly disappear from my life. I see pictures online sometimes. William and his young girlfriend smile at parties. They look happy and full of life. Bright lights shine behind them in every photo. Our old friends are there too, in the pictures. They laugh and dance with William. Nobody thinks of me at all. Nobody saves me a single seat. Nobody calls to ask how I feel. Nobody knocks on my door. I feel completely and totally alone. The loneliness sits heavy in my chest. One quiet night, I close my social media app. I do not want to see those pictures anymore. The pain feels too sharp and constant. I need to protect my heart. I decide to stop fighting the pain. I let the sadness pull me down. I stop trying to feel better. I just let the dark feelings stay. I sit in my dark living room for many days. The curtains stay closed all day. The silence feels heavy and deep. It presses down on my chest. I think about my life before William. I try to remember who I was, but the memory feels far away and foggy. I cannot find her anymore. I look down at my own hands. They feel weak and tired now. The skin looks pale and thin. I barely recognize these hands as mine. The clock on the wall ticks slowly. Each second feels like a small wait. Time feels like it stops for me. The days no longer have any shape. I do not cry loudly or scream. I just feel a quiet pain inside my chest. It sits there, steady and heavy. It never seems to leave. Every night, I lie on the sofa. I look up at the ceiling and think of nothing. My thoughts feel gray and slow. Sleep never truly comes to me. I let the whole winter pass like this, cold, silent, and still. Just like my broken heart, I wait for nothing because I expect nothing. Outside, the snow falls softly some nights. It covers the dead garden in white. It covers the whole world in silence. And inside, I stay just as cold. One spring morning, warm sunlight comes through my window. The light feels soft on my face. It feels warm, like a gentle touch. Something inside me starts to wake up. I open my eyes slowly. The light touches my cheek like a gentle hand. I lie still for a moment. I feel the warmth spread through my body. I get up and walk to the mirror. I look closely at my own face. My hair looks messy and tangled. Dark circles sit under my tired eyes. But something small inside me changes. A quiet voice speaks in my heart. It feels strange, but it feels true. I listen closely to this voice. I think, William takes my past. I think, but he cannot take my future. These words feel new and powerful. I say them again in my mind. I say these words out loud. My voice sounds surprisingly strong to me. I look at my own eyes in the mirror. I see a small spark return. I look around my dirty living room. Dust covers every table and chair. Old cups sit forgotten on the floor. The room looks tired, just like me. I decide to clean my whole house today. I open all the windows wide. Fresh air rushes into the room. The wind feels cool and clean on my skin. I open William's old closet. I find his shirts, his books, his shoes. I pack everything into big boxes. I do not want these things anymore. I carry the heavy boxes to the door. I feel lighter with every single box. My arms feel tired, but my heart feels free. I leave the boxes by the road. After I finish cleaning, I walk out to the backyard. I do not go there for many months. The cold air touches my bare arms. I take a deep, slow breath. The garden looks wild and messy. Tall weeds grow everywhere I look. Old leaves cover the dry ground. The fence looks broken in some places. I kneel down slowly on the ground. I touch the wet dirt with my fingers. The soil feels cool and soft. It feels alive under my hands. I start pulling the weeds out, one by one. My hands get dirty, but I do not stop. Something wakes up slowly inside me. I feel useful for the first time in months. I cut the long grass with old tools. The fresh smell of grass fills the air. I breathe it in deeply. Sweat runs down my forehead, but I smile. It feels like a good kind of tired. I keep working through the afternoon. I dig small holes in the dark soil. I plant rows of small tomato plants. I press the soil gently around each one. I water them with a small can. I also plant pretty hydrangea flowers. I put them near the old wooden fence. I pat the soil flat around the roots. I imagine soft, pretty colors there. The garden starts to look alive again. Green leaves push up through the dark soil. Small buds appear on the young plants. Color slowly returns to the empty yard. I feel proud of my small garden. It feels like my own private world. Nobody gave it to me. I build it with my own two hands. One afternoon, I walk into town. I see a small sign in a bakery window. The sign says, "We need a baker's helper." I stop and read it twice. I feel nervous, but I walk in anyway. The bakery smells like warm bread. I ask the owner about the job. My voice shakes a little. She is a kind, older woman. Her name is Mrs. Carter. Her eyes look warm and friendly. She studies my face for a moment. She asks, "Can you start tomorrow?" I say yes, before fear can stop me. She smiles and shakes my hand. I feel a small piece of hope. The next day, I learn to knead bread dough. My hands work the warm, soft dough. It feels strange but good under my fingers. I push and fold it slowly. Mrs. Carter shows me how to shape the bread. I learn slowly, but I never give up. My first loaves look a little crooked, but I feel proud of them anyway. The bread bakes inside a very hot oven. The smell of butter and flour fills the room. I breathe in the warm, sweet smell. It feels like food for my tired soul. I feel useful again. For the first time in years, I feel like a real person now, not just someone's wife. Just me, Elena, standing on my own. At the end of my first month, Mrs. Carter gives me my first paycheck. I hold the small amount of money carefully. It feels very big to me. I look at it for a long time. I walk to a small shop in town. I see a light blue linen dress. The dress looks simple and soft. I touch the fabric gently, and I smile. I buy the dress with my own money. For the first time in 15 years, I do not ask anyone for permission. I just decide, and I buy it. I wear it home that same day. I feel free, light, like wind in the trees. The fabric feels soft against my skin. I walk a little taller than before. I look in the mirror again that night. This time, I see a different woman. She looks tired, but strong. She looks hurt, but she stands tall. I whisper softly to myself, "I am still here." I whisper, "I am still alive." For the first time in many months, I truly believe these words. 3 years pass slowly by. I am 45 years old now. My life looks very different today. The pain feels far away now. I am no longer the quiet, frightened wife from before. I am a much stronger woman now. I walk with my head held high. I speak with a steady voice. I still work at the same bakery, but now I am the manager there. Mrs. Carter trusts me completely. She trusts me with the whole bakery. I order flour, butter, and sugar. I train new young workers carefully. I run the busy bakery every day. I love the smell of fresh bread each morning. My garden blooms beautifully now. It is full of color and life. Tomatoes grow red and round on the vines. Bees buzz softly around the flowers. Hydrangea flowers bloom in soft blue and pink. They sit right next to the old wooden fence. The colors look bright and alive. They make me smile every morning. Every morning, I wake up early, but not for William anymore. I wake up only for myself. This simple change feels like freedom. I walk into my garden and smell the flowers. The morning air feels fresh and clean. I touch the soft petals gently. I feel grateful for this quiet moment. I drink hot tea quietly on my porch. I watch the warm sun rise over the trees. The sky turns soft shades of orange. I sip my tea slowly. I smile. And this time, my smile feels real. My heart feels full and calm. I no longer feel empty inside. I feel whole again, piece by piece. I often whisper to myself, I am enough. I believe these simple words completely now. They feel true in my bones. Nobody can take this feeling away. At the bakery, a quiet man comes every morning for coffee. His name is Robert. He always sits near the window. He always orders the same warm coffee. Robert is 48 years old. He teaches history at the local school. His hands look strong but gentle. His eyes look kind and calm. He always says, "Good morning," with a kind smile. His voice sounds calm and warm. He never rushes his words. He always seems present and steady. At first, we only talk about the weather. We talk about the fresh bread, too. Nothing more than simple, small talk. Just two quiet people in a bakery. But slowly, our small talks grow longer. Robert asks about my garden. He asks about my busy day. He listens closely to every word. I ask him about his students. I ask about his old history books. We talk easily together. The conversation never feels forced or strange. Robert never says big, loud words about love. He shows his care through small actions. He proves himself through quiet moments, not through empty promises. One day, I carry a heavy bag of flour. It feels very heavy in my arms. Robert sees me struggle near the door. He quickly comes to help me. He carries the heavy bag with ease. He does not make a big deal of it. He simply smiles and walks back to his table. The small act means more than words. On quiet Sunday afternoons, Robert comes to my house. We water the garden plants together. We move slowly between the rows. The sun warms our backs gently. We do not talk much during these moments. We just enjoy the peaceful silence together. The quiet feels comfortable, not empty. It feels like a warm, shared space. Robert truly listens when I speak. He looks into my eyes with care. He gives me his full attention. He never checks his phone or looks away. He never rushes me for anything. He never asks me for more than I can give. He lets me set my own pace. This patience feels new to me. Our love grows slowly like a small tree. It is planted in soft, good soil. It grows deep, steady roots. Nothing about it feels rushed or fake. There are no loud words between us. There are no big, empty promises. There is only quiet, simple trust. It feels stronger than any loud words. I feel safe whenever I am with Robert. I feel respected and truly seen. He stays steady beside me, like solid ground. I never have to pretend with him. I think about my old life sometimes. The years with William feel like a sad story now. A story from very long ago. It no longer holds power over me. I no longer feel angry when I think of him. I simply feel calm and free. The anger slowly turns into peace. I let the old pain go. I build this whole new life with my own two hands. I feel proud of every small piece. My garden stays full of bright color. My job gives me purpose every day. Robert gives me quiet, steady love. There is no drama and no noise. My heart feels full and complete. I finally understand what real love feels like. One evening, I sit on my porch. I look at my blooming garden. I feel deep, quiet peace settle over me. The evening air feels soft and cool. I think to myself, I wait 15 years for happiness. I think, now I create it myself every day. This thought brings a small, content smile to my face. It is a Friday evening in autumn. Outside, the rain falls hard and heavy again. The wind shakes the windows softly. The sky outside looks dark and wet. This evening feels strangely familiar to me. 3 years ago, the rain falls just like this. That night, William walks out into the storm. Tonight, the same rain returns again. I sit beside the warm fireplace. I read a book quietly. The fire makes soft, crackling sounds. The warm light dances on the walls. Robert stands in the kitchen. He makes 2 cups of hot tea. The kettle whistles softly behind him. The smell of tea fills the house. The whole house feels warm and safe tonight. I feel happy and calm in this moment. My book rests open on my lap. I feel completely at peace. Suddenly, I hear a knock at the front door. The knock sounds weak and slow. It comes again, soft and uneven. I look up from my book. I close my book and walk to the door. I open it slowly and carefully. The cold air rushes in immediately. Rain blows in against my face. Standing outside in the rain is a man. I never expect to see him again. My breath catches in my throat. My hand tightens on the door. It is William, but he looks completely different now. His face looks pale and thin. His shoulders sag low and tired. His clothes are wet, dirty, and torn. His face looks old beyond his years. His shoes look broken and worn. Rain drips from his hair. He smells strongly of alcohol. His eyes look empty and full of pain. He sways slightly on his feet. He looks smaller than I remember. I stand still and look at him. I do not say a single word at first. The rain falls between us steadily. The silence stretches out long. He looks up at me with a shaking voice. He says, "Elena, please, I need your help." His voice cracks on every word. His hands tremble at his sides. I ask him calmly, "William, what happens to you?" My voice stays steady and clear. I do not feel my heart race. I simply wait for his answer. He tells me a sad, long story. The young girl takes all his money. She empties his bank account slowly, over many months. Then she leaves him for an older man. That man has more money and more power. William never sees it coming, he says. He trusts her completely, with his whole heart. In the end, she takes everything and disappears. William loses his job soon after that. His boss says he makes too many mistakes. He loses his big house, too. The bank takes it away from him. He has nowhere left to go now. He has no money and no real friends. His old friends from the parties vanish, too. They only love his money and his fun life. He says he comes here for one reason. He still thinks of me as safe. He says, "You are my real home." He says, "I need to come back." William slowly drops to his knees. He kneels right there on my wet porch. The rain soaks through his thin clothes. He looks up at me, desperate. He starts to cry loudly now. His tears mix with the falling rain. His whole body shakes with sobs. He grips the doorframe for support. His hair sticks flat against his forehead. His lips tremble as he tries to speak. He looks nothing like the proud man from before. Time and regret wear him down completely. He says, "Elena, I am wrong." He says, "She ruins my whole life." He says, "I lose everything I have." His voice breaks with every word. He begs me, "Please forgive me." He begs, "Let me come back home." His hands reach toward me weakly. His eyes search my face for kindness. I look down at him on his knees. He shakes hard in the cold rain. I feel many small things at once. Surprise. A little pity, but mostly nothing. He used to be my whole world. Now, he looks like a stranger. A weak, broken stranger on my porch. I feel no pull toward him at all. The rain keeps falling steadily around us. The cold wind cuts through the air. William waits there, shaking and desperate. And I simply stand and watch him. I look at William for a long, quiet moment. I feel no anger inside me at all. I do not feel happy about his pain either. I just feel calm and clear. I remember the old pain he gives me. I remember the cold, empty house. I remember the long, dark winter. But none of that pain touches me now. He shakes hard from the cold air. He cries softly, but I feel nothing now. He looks weak and small to me. He looks like a stranger I barely know. The rain falls steadily between us. It runs down his pale, tired face. It drips from his thin shoulders. He waits there, hoping for an answer. I turn my head and glance back. I look inside my warm, bright living room. The fireplace still burns gently there. The light glows golden and warm. Robert walks slowly toward the front door. He holds 2 cups of hot tea. He sees William kneeling on the porch. He gives me a soft, calm smile. Robert does not say a word. He does not need to say anything. He stands quiet and steady beside me. I feel his support without any words. I look back at William again. My voice stays firm when I finally speak. I say, "You break this home, William." I say, "I build a brand new one." I say, "I build it without you." I say, "And inside this new home," I say, "You are simply not invited anymore." My words feel clear and final. William looks up at me with wide, wet eyes. He opens his mouth to speak, but no words come out this time. He simply stares at me in silence. I do not wait for any answer. I do not need one anymore. I already know what I want now. I already know who I am. I step back slowly from the door. I close it gently in front of him. I hear the lock click into place. The sound feels final and right. I leave William alone out there. The cold rain falls hard around him. I do not look back through the window. I simply turn and walk away. I walk back into my warm living room. Robert waits quietly for me there. He hands me 1 cup of hot tea. I hold it gently with both hands. I sit down on the soft sofa. I sit close beside the warm fireplace. The fire crackles softly in front of us. Robert sits down next to me. Outside, the storm rains hard against the windows, but inside, I feel completely warm. Inside this house, I feel truly safe. Inside this house, I feel deeply loved. I take a slow sip of my tea. The warmth spreads through my whole body. Robert holds my hand gently in his. We sit together in comfortable silence. I think about the woman I am today. She is calm. She is steady. She knows her own worth completely. Nobody can shake that feeling anymore. William comes back tonight to find me. But he comes back far too late. I already built a new life. I already built a new home. I already built a brand new heart. And this time, nobody can take it away. The rain keeps falling outside the window, but my heart stays warm and steady. The fireplace glows softly in the quiet room. Robert smiles at me, calm and sure. I smile back, full and content. This moment feels like real peace. This is my home now. This is my peace. He comes back too late, but I do not mind. I already found everything I need. Right here. Are you like Elena? Do you open the door for William? Tell us in the comments below. Do you love this story about strength and healing? Please click the like button